I wasn't meant to be muted, no. That was really weird. I don't know why my mic was muted. But it's working now. Thank God for that. Okay, so I was just downloading the new... Oh my God, that noise is so annoying. Why is it doing that? I should not do that. Control audio, mute. Right. Yeah, I have been talking to myself. I didn't say anything important though, it's fine. I was just downloading the new Giants editor. Now I need to find programs, Giant software. I need to copy all of my scripts across. So that's... So one thing about an update that I dislike is having to then move everything useful across. So let's make sure. Okay, that one into there, and then map, foliage creator, object generator, spline tools. Move those across. The sumo got passed out basically. So rather than letting people sort of trade it, and in the past what's happened with my mods is, like, this happened a lot at the start of FS22. At the start of FS22, I planned to pretty much remake a lot of my old mods. So stuff like my old steward trailers, the V-form, just stuff like that, stuff that I actually put effort into. I was originally going to completely remake and release properly for FS22, but basically people like converted it themselves and sort of started giving this stuff out, and it pretty much destroyed all of my motivation to, you know, do all that work. What's the point of going through all that work of doing all that stuff and then when people have just converted it themselves anyway? So I didn't bother in the end. But what I did do was the reason why I did it with the sumo is that I released it myself is because people in the past have either scammed or like not scam, like basically what's happened in the past is people have gone about selling mods. So, you know, there's these people that are mod traders, but they make people pay for mods. And in the past, I've had people coming to me saying, hey, this person was selling your mod. I gave them X amount of money and they never sent it to me, basically. And so to prevent that, and, you know, that's happened in the past, I didn't want it to happen again. So I basically just decided to release it. So, and I'm pretty sure the person that gave out the mod, someone paid a lot of money for it, for then 2 hours later for me to release it to anyone. So that's £400 or however much money it was out into the to be wasted. Okay, let me just Giants editor. I need to open it first on its own. Yeah, WS, like, it's never gonna happen though. Unless I mean, you know, it should be a lesson for me, but for, you know, who I trust to give stuff to in the future. And obviously that person has now lost out. It was someone that I trusted, and obviously now I don't. But the thing for me is it destroys my motivation. That's the thing that I care about the most. Um, like when you see people using stuff that you've spent hundreds of hours making, and just do whatever they want with it. Oops. Do whatever they want with it. That's the biggest motivation killer for a lot of people, including myself. So, right, select folder, apply. So, it's not the fact of the mod that I care about. It's my motivation at the end of the day that takes a hit. So apply that. So now that should open. Open mods. This. Please open. Encrypting files would be good, so I can't access 3D and stuff to nick bits. Where this happens not in just Farming Sim or other games, wherever someone locks something behind, either that's a paywall or encryption or anything like that, there will always be someone that creates some sort of tool to undo that encryption. Right? That's not just in the world of gaming, that's cars as well, where some brands, most recently that I heard this is Matt Armstrong with the Lamborghini that he was rebuilding. Lamborghini basically, from what I understand, hadn't made the tool to unlock some bit of software somewhere, and it wasn't like released to the public or something like that, and other people then created like scripts and stuff, to tools to unlock that encryption. So no matter what sort of encryption people put in place on anything, there'll always be people that create programs and tools to unlock that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure that's the same in ETS. I don't play ETS, but I'm pretty sure that encrypting mods is something in that game, and people have built tools to unlock all stuff. So, okay, have we got any errors? Oh, shape, blah, blah, blah. Too big. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, looking good. Right, where were we? Got our roads in. I think the next stage is to... where's our image? What I would usually do now, once I got me roads in and whatnot, I would then bring up my map overlay. For anyone that wasn't here last stream, let me mute my phone. What we did last stream is, this was on the weekend. I was bored. I decided to start a new project. And I looked around Google Earth for a little while, looking for an area to start building a map on, just because why is my... Oh, I just accidentally started recording. I need to change the... I need to change my settings and change my keybinds. Delete that. Remove. Apply. Bosh. I just started recording for no reason. Yeah, so I just searched around for a random location. This is a area in Suffolk. And it's only a 2x map. It's not a very big map. But we got the roads done. They're not very big roads. It's not a very extensive road network. It's quite simple. If I select the roads, you can see. I don't know if I use this camera, whether you'll be able to see it. You can. So it's pretty simple. One main road that goes through. These are all lanes as well. These aren't big, like, big roads. I don't think there's going to be traffic on this map, if I'm honest with you. I know that Calmsden has traffic, but I don't think it works very well. So one main road that goes through, or lane, I think it goes this way actually, this way, forks off, goes up this way, there's a few houses, farm up here, farm here, farm here. Quite a lot of farms for a 1x map, but that's okay. I suppose one of them will become a sell point. And yeah, so we put the roads in. Oh, those white lines aren't very good. I have to fix that at some stage. And I set up procedural placement for the trees and stuff. So all these trees that are here are just at the click of a button, so they're probably not going to be final. They're just there while I was setting it up. So, hello, Gogs. What did I use to make the roads? Okay, so when I made the roads last time, what I did is I went to... Oh, right, let's not turn it off. Right. I'm going to try without music this stream. There'll be awkward pauses and all sorts, but last time it was an absolute palaver. So go to the mod hub. The way I do it, go to FS25, search Bullet Bill, find his road pack. He has all of these road sections, and I literally piece them together as you would in any other game, any other farming sim. And then what I did is I opened up Blender. We'll let this load. All right, and I loaded in the roads, as you can see here. I joined them all into one mesh, and I tidied up all of the... actually, while I'm here, I can fix this. I joined them all into one mesh, done any little fixes, anything like that, applied the textures, all that sort of good stuff. And then I exported them back into Farming Sim. Pretty much. How does that look? Looks fine. Okay, so this is the map also in Blender. This uses, I use the Maps for FS website to generate this, generate the border, generate the map DEM. I don't use anything other than the DEM, the images it generates, and the border. So, and then what you do is you export the road, and you import it, Blender files. So this is the road. All my windows are moved. Okay, so remove this, bring that down. Doesn't have a shader. White lines, remove that. Alright. And then on the roads, make this 0. And leave it 0. Right, and then that's your road inside of the map. Then what I usually do is lower it by about, I think it's about 95-ish. So it's under the map. And then what you do is you turn off cast shadow because it doesn't need to. It needs to receive, doesn't need to render. It needs to be a terrain decal. And that is the roads. All right. That's all I did. You should make an Essex map. Maybe one day. I mean, where is, is Spaldwick in Essex? No, Spaldwick is not in Essex. It's in Cambridgeshire. Okay, so it's close. So me and Pretorius made a map in. I mean, I might have made maps in the past in Essex. I can't remember. I've made that many maps now, or helped make maps, and yeah, that Splinter. That's quite an old, or Sprinter. That's quite an old method. That is really an old method. Most people nowadays are using either Blender to make all their maps and everything, or their roads, sorry, or they are using tools like I think it's called like Street Spline Constructor, something like that. That's a good tool. It's quite an old tool, but it still works well. The tool I used is called Maps for FS. If you want to watch me how I generated all this, I did it in the last video. But essentially, you go to Google Maps, right? You choose a location anywhere. Right, so say here, you right click, take the coordinates, plonk it in here, choose what size map you want. This is actually using the resources of the website. The way I did it is by following this here, and it's basically using a program called Docker, which is like launching this website locally pretty much, and so it just uses your network and your machine to process it, which gives you a lot better results. And then you just go through here, adjust the settings how you want it, and you click generate, and then it will generate the map, the DEM, all that sort of stuff, which is quite cool. Right, I need to stop talking, or else I'm not going to actually achieve anything. I actually need to bring... where is my bookmarks? Okay, so this is the area. So I think I'm going to start putting some hedges in. Hopefully. Oh, there is no hedges there. There's kind of some hedges there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to try... I don't think I'm going to probably make this map 1-to-1. I think I'm just going to freehand some of the stuff, because I found on the Lincolnshire map that I've been making, and the previous map that I made before that, that leaving wide open spaces like this on an English map, unless it's done right, can look quite bland. There's a few hedges up here. Hedge. Okay, so there's hedges along here, a few houses. Hedges up here. Is there hedges all the way past here? Yeah, it's not very tall though. Okay, so that is up here. Does it go all the way to the end? Yes, okay. So the way I make hedges, I use, again, scripts, spline placement. I use splines and scripts wherever I can, because it speeds up the process, and a lot of the time it's actually a lot better than what I could do by hand. So the objects, Chris has put some nice hedges together. Okay, so let's just generate one. with the default and we shall see how it looks. Okay, so this is actually a little road into a yard there, but I don't think I'm going to add that because it's right on the edge of the map and it's pointless for me. Okay, what? Oh god, all my keybinds have gone. Preferences, shortcuts. Home insert, number pad insert, component insert. Maybe I should set that as a mouse button. I don't know if that'd be a good idea though. Oh, you can't even set it as a mouse button. Never mind. Okay, let's just keep that what it was. Apply, bosh. Although I'm pretty sure. Oh no, that won't work. It's not even working. Enter, apply, close. Ah, no, it is. This is where usually I then start lagging Blender out. Not Blender, sorry, Giants Editor, when I start adding hedges and stuff. So enjoy Giants Editor nice and smooth for now, because it probably won't stay like this for very long. Alright, let's just do a section like that. Okay. Object distance of 0.9. Stay upright, random. Let's go 0.6 to 0.8. Have all these on, and this at 1.4. Okay. So they need to be closer together. Probably a little bit taller as well. Okay. Looks more like a hedge. So let's just bring up the seasons. What am I looking for? Seasons, map, seasons, season visuals. Okay, that's too much flowering. So let's remove. Let's double that actually. Oops, wrong transform. Still looks like there's a lot of... Where did my seasons thing go? Seasons. Winter, spring. Still a lot of these flowering. It's better. Okay. Right, now, what I like to do is, before I get too far, I like to save, open up the game, go onto the map, check the size, make sure that I'm happy with it before going too far forward. Right. Where is that? Flight. Right, where are those hedges? Ah, over here. I can see the spline. Let's get a tractor. Not a Massey. We don't like Masseys. Vulture will do. Let's turn a flight. Do we like the height of that hedge? What is it like in real life? Very short in real life, okay. Righty-ho. Okay, yeah. That'll work. That shall work. Right, so I need to carry this on. So usually I would put my fields in next. But I'm going to do it differently this time. Put my hedges in. Because sometimes I feel like I don't leave myself enough space when it comes to like edges of fields, boundaries, and stuff like that. So this looks like it's a ditch that goes along here. Oh yeah, it is. Is it? Or is that a hedge? No, that is a ditch. I think. Yeah, because it carries along here. Goes to like the edge of there. Is that a ditch? Because that zigzags perfectly. Yeah, we'll add a ditch. So that will come along here. Stop there. Whoop. And then we'll add another one along here to there. To add a little bit of variation. And so yeah, so we'll stop that. Actually, this hedge can carry on around the back of these houses. And then I think it carries on. It does, so then it carries on down to the corner. Stops. I think we'll stop about there. So, delete the old hedges. Bosh. Right, let's put in these ditches next. So again, I use splines. Surprise, surprise. So this ditch starts here. Oops. Okay, now when I use when I do ditches or anything using this what is it called? Spline height? Yeah. Is it this one I use? Or do I use the... Do I use this one? Oh yeah, no, I use this one. With this one, you can't control Z, you can't back. So, width of 4 meters width. Let's put that to 3. Smoothing distance. Set to 5, maybe, or 4. Set 4. And then what you do, once you've put your spline along the ground, you then minus it on the Y the distance you want it to be, you know, raised or lowered. So if you want it up a meter, you raise it by a meter. If you want it dropped by a meter, I'm going to lower it by 2 meters. Save once again to make sure, and then click generate. Now this takes a little while to do. Right. Okay, so that was obviously way too wide. So we'll reload it. Too deep, too wide. So set it to like 2. Actually 1. Smooth distance. There's also too deep. Okay. That was better. But again, too deep. It's not the River 7 we're trying to make. Generate. There we go. Nicely done. Now we do the same up here. Create spline. I like to keep everything, like my splines, I like to keep like stored somewhere. So I'll always make a transform group, call it map splines. Always put them in it. Just make sure I didn't. Oh yeah. See, I kept all the road splines, even though they're all there. Just because you never know in the future if you might need to adjust something. So that is why. Like all my generated hedges, I keep just in case in the future if I find a better method of creating hedges, or I don't know, I want to change something, whatever, I have those splines saved. I can always come back and adjust them. Right, let's leave some space here. stop this stitch about here. Then we could maybe have a gateway in the corner here between the two fields. Oops, I didn't lower that at all. Hello Jay, how you doing? -1. Blend those two together. Yeah, it's a newer project. We started it last stream, just a random location in Suffolk. Looks like 2 lagoons. 2 lagoons. I might just grass that section. They're not really necessary. There is a farm track that goes up here though. So yeah. Okay, so I'll stop that. Yeah. I wish that I could like keybind it to like a button on the side of my mouse, because having to take my hand off of Alt, which I obviously use to move around, to then put it on either the insert or enter key gets rather annoying. I think I'm just gonna make this actually. What does the border look like here? Oh god. Okay, maybe not.